feeling of slight anger. Annoyance. Something Anxiety. The feeling of being very worried about something. Synonyms. Concern. Anxiety, a feeling of wanting to do something very much. Concern. A feeling of worry about something important. Concern. Something that is important to you or that involves you. Concern. A feeling of wanting someone to be happy and healthy. Concern. A business or company. Worry. To be anxious or unhappy about someone or something, so that you think about them a lot. Worry. To make someone feel anxious about something. Worry. If a dog worries sheep, it tries to bite or kill them. Disquiet. Anxiety or unhappiness about something. Synonyms. Uneasiness. Attention. When you carefully listen to, look at, or think about someone or something. Concernment. Flutter. If a bird or insect flutters, or if it flutters its wings, it flies by moving its wings lightly up and down. Flutter. To make small gentle movements in the air make. Flutter. If your heart or your stomach flutters, you feel very excited or nervous. Flutter. Flutter your eyelashes. Fear. The feeling you get when you are afraid or worried that something bad is going to happen. Fear. The possibility or danger that something bad might happen. Awe. A feeling of great respect and liking for someone or something. Dread. To feel anxious or worried about something that is going to happen or may happen. Fright. A sudden feeling of fear. Horror. A strong feeling of shock and fear. Horror. Something that is very terrible, shocking, or frightening. Thought. Something that you think of, remember, or realize. Synonyms. Idea. Thought. Careful and serious consideration. Reflection. An image that you can see in a mirror, glass, or water. Reflection. Careful thought, or an idea or opinion based on this. Reflection. Something that shows what something else is like, or that is a sign of a particular situation. Cogitation. To think carefully and seriously about something. Apprehension. Anxiety about the future, especially about dealing with something unpleasant or difficult. Synonyms. Anxiety. Apprehension. The act of apprehending a criminal. Synonyms. Arrest act. Uptake. The number of people who use a service or accept something that is offered. Misgiving. A feeling of doubt or fear about what might happen or about whether something is right. Synonyms. Doubt. Pain. The feeling you have when part of your body hurts. Pain. The feeling of unhappiness you have when you are sad, upset, etc. Hardship. Something that makes your life difficult or unpleasant, especially a lack of money, or the condition of having a difficult life. Anguish. Mental or physical suffering caused by extreme pain or worry. Misery. Great suffering that is caused, for example, by being very poor or very sick. Great unhappiness. Annoyance. A feeling of slight anger. Annoyance. Something that makes you slightly angry. Earnestness. Very serious and sincere. Ardor. Very strong admiration or excitement. Synonyms. Passionate. Alacrity. Quickness and eagerness. Eagerness. Very keen and excited about something that is going to happen or about something you want to do. Solicitude. Care and concern for someone's health, safety, etc. Agitation. When you are so anxious, nervous, or upset that you cannot think calmly. Public argument or action for social or political change. The act of shaking or mixing a liquid. Difficulty. If you have difficulty doing something, it is difficult for you to do. Difficulty. If you are in difficulty, you are in a situation in which you have problems. Difficulty. A problem or something that causes trouble. Complication. A problem or situation that makes something more difficult to understand or deal with. Complication. A medical problem or illness that happens while someone is already ill and makes treatment more difficult. Operation. The process of cutting into someone's body to repair or remove a part that is damaged. Operation. The work or activities done by a business or organization, or the process of doing this work. Operation. A set of planned actions or activities for a particular purpose. Tax. An amount of money that you must pay to the government according to your income, property, goods etc. and that is used to pay for public services. Doubt. A feeling of being not sure whether something is true or right. Suspicion. A feeling you have that someone is probably guilty of doing something wrong or dishonest. Suspicion. A feeling that you do not trust someone. Suspicion. A feeling you have that something is true, especially something bad. Jealousy. A feeling of being jealous. Mistrust. The feeling that you cannot trust someone, especially because you think they may treat you unfairly or dishonestly. Synonyms. Suspicion, distrust, dish. Hesitation. When someone hesitates. Perturbation. A small change in the movement, quality, or behavior of something. Perturbation. Worry about something that has happened or will happen. Impatience. Annoyance at having to accept delays, other people's weaknesses etc. Opposites. Patience. Impatience. Great eagerness for something to happen, especially something that is going to happen soon. Fervent believing or feeling something very strongly and sincerely. Synonyms. Strong, strongly. Restlessness. Unwilling to keep still or stay where you are, especially because you are nervous or bored. Synonyms. Fidgety. Restlessness. Unwilling to stay in one place, and always wanting new experiences. Wave. A line of raised water that moves across the surface of the sea. Wave. A sudden increase in a particular type of behavior, activity, or feeling, increase. Bud. A young tightly rolled up flower or leaf before it opens tight. Suspense. A feeling of excitement or anxiety when you do not know what will happen next. Alarm. A piece of equipment that makes a loud noise to warn you of danger. Alarm. A feeling of fear or worry because something bad or dangerous might happen. Excitement. The feeling of being excited. Fidget. To keep moving your hands or feet, especially because you are bored or nervous. Bustle. To move around quickly, looking very busy. Hurry. To do something or go somewhere more quickly than usual, especially because there is not much time. Synonyms. Rush. Biz. A particular type of business, especially one relating to entertainment. 1. Fuss. Anxious behavior or activity that is usually about unimportant things. Attention or excitement that is usually unnecessary or unwelcome. Fervid. Believing or feeling something too strongly. Something. Distress. A feeling of extreme unhappiness. Distress. Suffering and problems caused by a lack of money, food etc. Ardency. Ardent. Showing strong positive feelings about an activity and determination to succeed at it. Strong. Showing strong feelings of love. Strong. Mobility. The ability to move easily from one job, area, or social class to another. Opposites. Immobility. Mobility. The ability to move easily. Opposites. Immobility. Briskness. Brisk. Quick and full of energy. Brisk. Quick, practical, and showing that you want to get things done quickly. Brisk. Trade or business that is brisk is very busy, with a lot of products being sold. Tremor. A small earthquake in which the ground shakes slightly. Tremor. A slight shaking movement in your body that you cannot control, especially because you are ill, weak, or upset. Oscillation. Oscillations are frequent changes between two extreme amounts or limits. Oscillation. Oscillations are frequent changes between one feeling or attitude and another. Oscillation. A regular movement of something from side to side. Recollection, something from the past that you remember. Recollection, an act of remembering something. Meditation, the practice of emptying your mind of thoughts and feelings, in order to relax completely or for religious reasons. Meditation, the act of thinking deeply and seriously about something. Meditation, serious thoughts about a particular subject. Danger, the possibility that someone or something will be harmed, destroyed, or killed. Danger, the possibility that something bad will happen. Danger, something or someone that may harm or kill you. Hazard, something that may be dangerous, or cause accidents or problems. Hazard, a risk that cannot be avoided. Difficulty, if you have difficulty doing something, it is difficult for you to do without difficulty. Difficulty, if you are in difficulty, you are in a situation in which you have problems and difficulty. Difficulty, a problem or something that causes trouble, difficulty with. Funk, to avoid doing something because it is difficult, or because you are afraid, are. Endeavor, try very hard, endeavor to do something. Effort, the physical or mental energy that is needed to do something. Effort, an attempt to do something, especially when this involves a lot of hard work or determination. Attempt, an act of trying to do something, especially something difficult. Care, the process of looking after someone, especially because they are ill, old, or very young. Care, the process of doing things to keep something in good condition and working correctly. Care, when you are careful to avoid damage, mistakes, etc. Care, something that causes problems and makes you anxious or sad. Attention, when you carefully listen to, look at, or think about someone or something. Attention, the interest that people show in someone or something. Attention, to make someone notice you, especially because you want to speak to them or you need their help. Attention, something you do to repair or clean something. Inattention, lack of attention. Synonyms: carelessness. Trouble, problems or difficulties. Trouble, used when saying what is bad about a person or situation or what causes problems. Trouble, fighting, violence, or violent behavior. Trouble, problems in your life which you are worried about. Disturbance, a situation in which people behave violently in public. Disturbance, something that interrupts what you are doing, or the act of making this happen. Inconvenience, problems caused by something which annoy or affect you. Inconvenience, someone or something that causes problems for you. Fix, to repair something that is broken or not working. Fix, to decide on a limit for something, especially prices, costs, etc., so that they do not change. Synonyms: set, worrying, taking care. Custody, the right to take care of a child, given to one of their parents when they have divorced. Custody, when someone is kept in prison until they go to court, because the police think they have committed a crime. Custody, when someone is responsible for keeping and looking after something. Guardianship, the position of being legally responsible for someone else's child. Charge, the amount of money you have to pay for goods or services. Charge, the position of having control or responsibility for a group of people or an activity of. Charge, if someone or something is in your charge, you are responsible for looking after them. Charge, an official statement by the police that someone may be guilty of a crime. Charge, a written or spoken statement blaming someone for doing something bad or illegal. Synonyms: allegation. Charge, an attack in which soldiers or animals move towards someone or something very quickly. Eager expectancy, readiness when you are prepared for something, or when something is ready to be used. Readiness, willingness to do something. Tumult, a confused, noisy, an excited situation, often caused by a large crowd. Synonyms: turmoil, tumult, a state of mental confusion caused by strong emotions such as anger, sadness, etc. Synonyms: turmoil, uproar, a lot of noise or angry protest about something. Grief, depression, a medical condition that makes you very unhappy and anxious and often prevents you from living a normal life. Depression, a feeling of sadness that makes you think there is no hope for the future. Depression, a long period during which there is very little business activity and a lot of people do not have jobs. Recession. Depression, a part of a surface that is lower than the other parts. Depression, a mass of air under low pressure, that usually causes rain, causes. Melancholia, a feeling of great sadness and lack of energy. Inquietude, a feeling of anxiety. Hunger, lack of food, especially for a long period of time, that can cause illness or death. Synonyms: starvation, hunger, the feeling that you need to eat. Thirst, hunger, a strong need or desire for something. Synonyms: desire, hunger for need. Appetite, craving. Famine, a situation in which a large number of people have little or no food for a long time and many people die. Greed, a strong desire for more food, money, power, possessions, etc. than you need. Synonyms: avarice, strong, desire, a strong hope or wish. Engagement, an agreement between two people to marry, or the period of time they are engaged. Hope. Engagement, an official arrangement to do something, especially one that is related to your work. Engagement, when you become involved with someone or something in order to understand them. Engagement, fighting between armies, etc. Engagement, an official arrangement to employ or pay someone to do a particular job. Engagement, the fitting together of the working parts of a machine. Tendency, if someone or something has a tendency to do or become a particular thing, they are likely to do or become it. Tendency, a general change or development in a particular direction. Desire. Propensity, a natural tendency to behave in a particular way. Inclination, a feeling that makes you want to do something. Inclination, a tendency to think or behave in a particular way. Inclination, a movement made down towards the ground. Inclination, a slope, or the angle at which something slopes. Appetite, up. Drug addiction. Alcohol addiction. Dissipation, the process of making something gradually weaker or less until it disappears. Dissipation, the enjoyment of physical pleasures in a way that is harmful. Dissipation, the act of wasting money, time, energy, etc. Calamity, a terrible and unexpected event that causes a lot of damage or suffering. Synonyms: disaster. Ditch, a long narrow hole dug at the side of a field, roads, etc. to hold or remove unwanted water. Eating. Moat, a deep white hole, usually filled with water, dug around a castle as a defense. Moat, a deep wide hole dug around an area in a zoo, used to stop animals from escaping. Trench, a long narrow hole dug into the surface of the ground. Trench, a long narrow valley in the ground beneath the sea. Trench, a deep trench dug in the ground as a protection for soldiers. Stomach, the organ inside your body where food begins to be digested. Stomach, the front part of your body, below your chest. Zest, eager interest and enjoyment. Zest, the quality of being exciting and interesting. Zest, the outer skin of an orange or lemon, used in cooking. Peel, rind. Relish, to enjoy an experience or the thought of something that is going to happen. Relish, great enjoyment of something. Relish, a thick spicy sauce made from fruits or vegetables, and usually eaten with meat. Penchant. Liking. Taste, the feeling that is produced by a particular food or drink when you put it in your mouth. Synonyms: flavor, taste, the sense by which you know one food from another. Taste, the kind of things that someone likes. Taste, someone's judgment when they choose clothes, decorations, etc. Taste, the quality of being acceptable and not offensive. Taste, a short experience of something that shows you what it is like. Taste, the feeling that you have after an experience, especially a bad experience. Food, things that people and animals eat, such as vegetables or meat. Provision, when you provide something that someone needs now or in the future. Provision, a condition in an agreement or law. Fancy, to like or want something, or want to do something. Synonyms, feel like. Fancy, to think or believe something without being certain. Fancy, a feeling, especially when that is not particularly strong or urgent, that you like someone or want to have something. Feeling, an emotion that you feel, such as anger, sadness, or happiness, strong. Feeling, a belief or opinion about something, especially when that is influenced by your emotions. Feeling, a general attitude among a group of people about a subject. Feeling, something that you feel in your body, such as heat, cold, tiredness, etc. Feeling, the ability to feel pain, heat, etc. in parts of your body. Feeling, the effect that a place, book, film, etc. has on people and the way it makes them feel. Feeling, a way of reacting to things using your emotions, instead of thinking about them carefully. Gust, a sudden strong movement of wind, air, rain, etc. Gust, if the wind gusts, it blows strongly with sudden short movements. Penchant, a somebody's penchant for something. Gusts. Aspiration, a strong desire to have or achieve something. Synonyms, ambition. Favor, the support or approval of something or someone. Favor, something that you do for someone in order to help them or be kind to them. Favor, support, approval, or agreement for something such as a plan, idea, or system. Favor, when someone or something is liked or approved of by people, or not liked or approved of something. Favor, support that is given to one person or group and not to others, in a way that does not seem fair. Smile on. Grace, a smooth way of moving that looks natural, relaxed, and attractive. Synonyms, gracefulness. Grace, polite and pleasant behavior. Grace, more time that is allowed to someone to finish a piece of work, pay a debt, etc. Grace, God's kindness that is shown to people. Kindness. Grace, a prayer thanking God, said before a meal. God. Grace, the state of someone's soul when it is free from evil, according to Christian belief. Smile upon. Oblige, to force someone to do something, or to make it necessary for someone to do something. Oblige, if you are obliged to do something, you have to do it because the situation, the law, a duty, etc. makes it necessary. Oblige, to do something that someone has asked you to do. Benefit, depression. Dejection, unhappy, disappointed, or sad. Dumps, something somewhere in a careless, untidy way. Dumps, to get rid of something that you do not want. Dumps, to end a relationship with someone. Dumps, to get rid of goods by selling them in a foreign country at a much lower price. Dumps, to copy information stored in a computer's memory onto something else, such as a disk or magnetic tape. Dumping. Dumps, a place where unwanted waste is taken and left. Dumps, a place where military supplies are stored, or the supplies themselves. Dumps, a place that is unpleasant to live in because it is dirty, ugly, untidy, etc. Dumps, the act of copying the information stored in a computer's memory onto something else, such as a disk. Atrabilious. Lonesome, very unhappy because you are alone or have no friends. Synonyms, lonely, lonesome, A lonesome place is a long way from where people live, and very few people go there. Synonyms: lonely, remote. Out of sorts. Disease. An illness which affects a person, animal, or plant. Disease. Something that is seriously wrong with society or with someone's mind, behavior, etc. Illness. A disease of the body or mind, or the condition of being ill. Unhappy. Feeling worried or annoyed because you do not like what is happening in a particular situation. Unhappy. Not happy, sad dash. Unhappy. An unhappy remark, situation, etc. is not suitable, lucky, or desirable. Synonyms: unfortunate. Displeasure. The feeling of being annoyed or not satisfied with someone or something. Synonyms: annoyance. Affliction, something that causes pain or suffering, especially a medical condition. Disorder. A mental or physical illness which prevents part of your body from working properly. Sickness. The state of being ill. Synonyms: illness. Sickness. The feeling that you are about to bring up food from your stomach, or the act of bringing food up. Synonyms: nausea. Sickness. A particular illness. Sickness. The serious problems and weaknesses of a social, political, or economic system. Distemper. A serious infectious disease that affects animals, especially dogs. Distemper. A type of paint that you mix with water to paint walls. Malady, a serious problem in society. Appetite. A desire for food. A desire or liking for a particular activity. Damage. Harm. Loss. The fact of no longer having something, or of having less of it than you used to have, or the process by which this happens. Of. Loss. If a business makes a loss, it spends more than it earns. Loss. The death of someone. Loss. A feeling of being sad or lonely because someone or something is not there anymore. Loss. A disadvantage caused by someone or something leaving or being removed. Evil. Someone who is evil deliberately does very cruel things to harm other people. Evil. Something that is evil is morally wrong because it harms people. Synonyms: wicked. Evil, very unpleasant. Evil, connected with the devil and having special powers to harm people. Hurt. To injure yourself or someone else. Hurt. To feel pain in part of your body ache. Hurt. To cause pain in a part of your body. Hurt. To make someone feel very upset, unhappy, sad, etc. Hurt. To have a bad effect on someone or something, especially by making them less successful or powerful. Hurt. Suffering pain or injury. Synonyms: injured. Hurt. Very upset or unhappy because someone has said or done something unkind, dishonest, or unfair, kind. Injury, a wound or damage to part of your body caused by an accident or attack. Injury, damage to someone's reputation, career, or feelings. Injury to. Evil. Mischief. Bad behavior, especially by children, that causes trouble or damage, but no serious harm. Mischief. The pleasure or enjoyment of playing tricks on people or embarrassing them. Bale. A large quantity of something such as paper or hay that is tightly tied together, especially into a block. Bale. To tie something such as paper or hay into a large block. Bale. To tie something such as paper or hay into a large block. Prejudice. An unreasonable dislike and distrust of people who are different from you in some way, especially because of their race, sex, religion, etc., used to show disapproval. Prejudice. Strong and unreasonable feelings which make you like some things but not others strong. Harm, damage, injury, or trouble caused by someone's actions or by an event. Harm. To have a bad effect on something. Harm. To physically hurt a person or animal. Harm. Harm somebody's image, reputation. Some. Disservice. To do something that gives other people a bad opinion of someone or something. Injury. Office. Harm. Damage. Embezzlement. To steal money from the place where you work. Harm. Embezzlement. Damage. Harm. Physical grace. Toilet. A large bowl that you sit on to get rid of waste liquid or waste. Toilet. A room or building containing a toilet. Synonyms. Bathroom, restroom. Toilet. The act of washing and dressing yourself. Embellishment. To make something more beautiful by adding decorations to it. Synonyms. Decorate, embellish something with something. Embellishment. To make a story or statement more interesting by adding details that are not true. Synonyms. Embroider. Gift, something that you give someone, for example to thank them or because you like them, especially on a special occasion. Synonyms. Present. Gift, a natural ability. Synonyms. Talent. Gift, an ability that is given to you by God. Ability. Gift, to give something to someone as or like a present. Widget. A small piece of equipment that you do not know the name for. Widget. Used to refer to an imaginary product that a company might produce. Widget. A small piece of software used as part of a web page, or on a mobile phone, that shows information or does other things in a way that is controlled by the user. Ruin. To spoil or destroy something completely. Ruin. To make someone lose all their money. Ruin. A situation in which you have lost all your money, your social position, or the good opinion that people had about you. Ruin. The part of a building that is left after the rest has been destroyed. Harm. Destruction, the act or process of destroying something or of being destroyed. Destroy. Disaster. A sudden event such as a flood, storm, or accident which causes great damage or suffering. Catastrophe. Disaster. Something that is very bad or a failure, especially when this is very annoying or disappointing. Ruin. Harm. 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 Mischief. Mishap. A small accident or mistake that does not have very serious results. Danger. Offense. An illegal action or a crime. Offense. When you offend or upset someone by something you do or say. Offense. The act of attacking. Fault. If something bad that has happened is your fault, you should be blamed for it, because you made a mistake or failed to do something. Comma. Fault. Something that is wrong with a machine, system, design, etc., which prevents it from working properly. Fault. A bad or weak part of someone's character. Fault. A large crack in the rocks that form the Earth's surface. Fault. A mistake made when a player is serving the ball in tennis. Offense. Evil. Ill. Sin. An action that is against religious rules and is considered to be an offense against God. And harm. Evil. Mischief. Misdemeanor. A bad or unacceptable action that is not very serious. Misdemeanor. A crime that is not very serious. Felony. Crime. Illegal activities in general. Crime. An illegal action, which can be punished by law. Crime. Something that someone is blamed or criticized for doing. Use this when you think someone is treated very unfairly. Sin. Misdeed. A wrong or illegal action. Craving. An extremely strong desire for something. Blow. If the wind or a current of air blows, it moves. Blow. To move, or to move something, by the force of the wind or a current of air. Blow. To send air out from your mouth. Blow. To make a sound by passing air through a whistle, horn, etc. Blow. To damage or destroy something violently with an explosion or by shooting. Blow. To lose a good. Opposite certainty by making a mistake or by being careless. Blow. To spend a lot of money in a careless way, especially on one thing. Blow. If an electrical fuse blows, or a piece of electrical equipment blows a fuse, the electricity suddenly stops working because a thin wire has melted. Blow. If a tire blows, or if a car blows a tire, it bursts. Blow. To make or shape something by sending air out from your mouth. Blow. To make known something that was meant to be a secret something. Extermination, to kill large numbers of people or animals of a particular type so that they no longer exist. Benefit. An advantage, improvement, or help that you get from something. Drug addiction. Alcohol addiction. Dissipation, the process of making something gradually weaker or less until it disappears. Dissipation, the enjoyment of physical pleasures in a way that is harmful. Dissipation, the act of wasting money, time, energy, etc. Calamity. A terrible and unexpected event that causes a lot of damage or suffering. Synonyms. Disaster. Grief. Misery. Distress. Depression. A medical condition that makes you very unhappy and anxious and often prevents you from living a normal life. Depression. A feeling of sadness that makes you think there is no hope for the future. Depression. A long period during which there is very little business activity and a lot of people do not have jobs. Insult. To offend someone by saying or doing something they think is rude. Punishment. Something that is done in order to punish someone, or the act of punishing them. Punitive. Reproof, blame or disapproval. Reproof, a remark that blames or criticizes someone. Envy. To wish that you had someone else's possessions, abilities, etc. Slay. To kill someone. Harm. Disserve. Injure. Harm. Damage. Bedevil. To cause a lot of problems and difficulties for someone or something over a period of time. Synonyms. Plague. Strike. To hit or fall against the surface of something. Strike. To deliberately hit someone or something with your hand or a weapon. Strike. If something strikes you, you think of it, notice it, or realize that it is important, interesting, true, etc. Strike. If a group of workers strike, they stop working as a protest against something relating to their work, for example how much they are paid. Bad working conditions, etc. etc. Strike. To attack someone, especially suddenly. Diet. A way of eating in which you only eat certain foods, in order to lose weight. Or to improve your health. Bang. A sudden loud noise caused by something such as a gun or an object hitting a hard surface. Bang. A painful blow to the body when you hit against something or something hits you. Synonyms. Bump. Coup. A sudden and sometimes violent attempt by citizens or the army to take control of the government. Synonyms. Coup d'état, attempt. Coup. An achievement that is extremely impressive because it was very difficult, very. Disease. An illness which affects a person, animal, or plant. Disease of. Knock. To hit a door or window with your closed hand to attract the attention of the people inside. Rapid. Harm. Injure. Damage. Impair. To damage something or make it not as good as it should be. Make mischief. Disserve. Prejudice. Insult. Intake, the amount of food, drink, etc. that you take into your body. Intake, the number of people who join a school, profession, etc. at a particular time. Intake, a tube, pipe, etc. through which air, gas, or liquid enters a machine. Obesity. Corpulence. Fatness. Obeseness. Portliness. Thickness. Factor. One of several things that influence or cause a situation. Harm. Damage, injury, or trouble caused by someone's actions or by an event. Obesity. Obeseness. Obeseness. Obesity. Obesity. Corpulence. Fatness. Obeseness. Portliness. Thickness. Obesity. Obeseness. Obeseness. Obesity. Part. Portion. Share. To have or use something with other people. Share. To let someone have or use something that belongs to you. Share. To divide something between two or more people. Share. To have equal responsibility for doing something, paying for something, etc. Share. To have the same opinion, quality, or experience as someone else. Share. To tell other people about an idea, secret, problem, etc. Piece. An amount of something that has been separated from the main. Section. One of the parts that something such as an object or place is divided into. Section. A separate part of a book, newspaper, document, report, etc. Section. One of the separate parts of a structure, piece of furniture, etc. that you fit together to form the whole. Section. A separate group within a larger group of people. Section. One of the parts of a law or a legal document. Segment. A part of something that is different from or affected differently from the whole in some way. Segment. A part of a fruit, flower, or insect that it naturally divides into. Segment. The part of a circle that is separated from the rest of the circle when you draw a straight line across it. Segment. The part of a line or of a length of something between 2 points. Volume. The amount of sound produced by a television, radio, etc. Volume. The total amount of something, especially when it is large or increasing. Volume. A measurement of the amount of space that a substance or object fills. Or the amount of space in a container. Volume. A book that is part of a set, or one into which a very long book is divided. Volume. All the copies of a particular magazine printed in one particular year. Piece. Part. Cut. Portion. Plot. A secret plan by a group of people to do something harmful or illegal. Plot. The events that form the main story of a book, film, or play. Plot. A small piece of land for building or growing things on. Plot. A drawing that shows the plan of a building at ground level. Synonyms. Ground plan. Allotment. An amount or share of something such as money or time that is given to someone or something. Or the process of doing this. Allotment. A small area of land that people can rent for growing vegetables. Estimate. A calculation of the value, size, amount, etc. of something made using the information that you have, which may not be complete. Comma. Estimate. A statement of how much it will probably cost to build or repair something. Fixation. A very strong interest in or love for someone or something, that is not natural or healthy interest. Fixation. A kind of mental illness in which someone's mind or emotions stop developing. Portion. Piece. Portion. Part. Section. Department. One of the groups of people who work together in a particular part of a large organization such as a hospital, university, company, or government. Department. An area in a large shop where a particular type of product is sold. Segment. Division. The act of separating something into two or more different parts, or the way these parts are separated or shared. Division. Disagreement among the members of a group that makes them form smaller. Opposites. Osing groups. Osing. Division. The process of finding out how many times one number is contained in another. Multiplication, long division. Division. A group that does a particular job within a large organization. Division. A large military group. Division. One of the groups of teams that a sports competition is divided into. Often based on the number of games they have won. Division. A process in which members of the British Parliament vote for something by dividing into groups. Partition. A thin wall that separates one part of the room from another. Partition. The action of separating a country into two or more independent countries. Portion. Share. Snack. A small amount of food that is eaten between main meals or instead of a meal. Portion. Portion. Destiny. The things that will happen to someone in the future, especially those that cannot be changed or controlled. Synonyms. Fate. Destiny. The power that some people believe decides what will happen to them in the future. Doom. to make someone or something certain to fail, die, be destroyed, etc. Strength. The number of people in a team, army, etc. Doom. Something very bad that is going to happen, or the fact that it is going to happen. Weird. Very strange and unusual, and difficult to understand or explain. Decrees. An order by the court to end a civil case when the accused person or company admits that the complaint against them is correct and agrees to a particular course of action. Karma. The belief that all the good and bad things that you do in this life affect how good or bad your future lives will be. According to the Hindu and Buddhist religions. Portion. Dowry. Property and money that a woman gives to her husband when they marry in some societies. Portion. Dowry. Portion. A portion. To decide how something should be shared among various people. Distribute to share things among a group of people, especially in a planned way. Synonyms. Give out. Distribute to supply goods to shops and companies so that they can sell them. Distribute to spread something over a large area. Divide. If something divides, or if you divide it, it separates into two or more parts. Divide. To keep two areas separate from each other. Portion. Impart. To give a particular quality to something. Impart. To give information, knowledge, wisdom, etc. to someone. Portion. Portion. Dower. Endow. To give a college, hospital, etc. a large sum of money that provides it with an income. Endow. Endow somebody something with something. Predestination. The belief that God has decided everything that will happen and that people cannot change this belief. Determining tendency. Luck. Good things that happen to you by chance. Luck. Bad luck. Luck when good or bad things happen to people by chance. Onset. The onset of something something. Beginning. The start or first part of an event, story, period of time, etc. Commencement. The beginning of something. Commencement. A ceremony at which university, college, or high school students receive their diplomas. Synonyms. Graduation. Outset. Threshold. The entrance to a room or building, or the area of floor or ground at the entrance. Threshold. The level at which something starts to happen or have an effect. Threshold. At the beginning of a new and important event or development. Synonyms. Brink. Introduction. The act of bringing something into use for the first time. Introduction. The act of bringing something somewhere for the first time. Introduction. The act of formally telling two people each other's names when they first meet. Introduction. A written or spoken explanation at the beginning of a book, speech, etc. Introduction. A short part at the beginning of a song or piece of music. Introduction. Something that explains the basic facts of a subject. Introduction. Someone's first experience of something. Introduction. A letter by someone else that explains who you are, which you can give to a person you have not met before. Onset. Storm. Start. Launch. Opening. Onset. Onset. Violence. Diatribe. Invasion. Onset. Stroke. Starting. Inception. Go off. Start. Outset. Onset. Risk. Danger. Chance. Gamble. Jeopardy. Hazard. Serving. Worship. Adoration. Paternoster. Service. Serving. Ministry. Office. Ministration. Serving. Attendance. Succession. Pursuit. Imitation. Following. Attending. Obedience. Accompanying. Compliance. Obesity. When someone is very fat in a way that is unhealthy. Enjoying. Worship. Serving. Tendance. Attention. Attending. Service. Endeavor. Repetition. Serving. Gesture of offering. Handful. Worshipping. Serving. Shaving. Compliant. Consequential. Attending. Consequent. Accompanying. Serving. Dependent. Portion. A part of something larger, especially a part that is different from the other parts. Obeying. Following. Dependent. Serving. Torment. Stress. Tension. Opposites. Ration. Persecution. Pressure and attempt to persuade someone by using influence, arguments, or threats. An. Pressure. A way of working or living that causes you a lot of anxiety, especially because you feel you have too many things to do. Pressure. Events or conditions that cause changes and affect the way a situation develops, especially in economics or politics. Pressure. The force or weight that is being put onto something. Pressure. The force produced by the quantity of gas or liquid in a place or container. Pressure. A condition of the air in the Earth's atmosphere, which affects the weather. Aspiration. A strong desire to have or achieve something. Synonyms. Ambition. Aspiration. The sound of air blowing out that happens when some consonants are pronounced, such as the P in pin. Dash. Stress. Stress. Disturbing. Brunt. Bear, take, suffer, etc. The brunt of something. Manhandling. To push or handle someone roughly. Manhandling. To move a heavy object using force. Move. Strain. Worry that is caused by having to deal with a problem or work too hard over a long period of time. Stress. Strain. A difficulty or problem that is caused when a person, relationship, organization, or system has too much to do or too many problems to deal with. Strain. A situation in which something is being pulled or pushed, or is holding weight, and so might break or become damaged. Strain. An injury to a muscle or part of your body that is caused by using it too much. Strain. A type of animal, plant, or disease. Strain. A particular quality which people have, especially one that is passed from parents to children. Dash. Strain. An amount of a feeling that you can see in the way someone speaks, writes, paints, etc. See. Impact. The effect or influence that an event, situation, etc. has on someone or something. Impact. The force of one object hitting another. Pounding. The action or the sound of something hitting a surface very hard many times. Pounding. The action or sound of your heart beating. Crushing. Very hard to deal with, and making you lose hope and confidence. Crushing. A crushing remark, reply, etc. contains a very strong criticism. Squeeze. To press something firmly together with your fingers or hand. Lie. Squeeze. To get liquid from something by pressing it. Squeeze. To try to make something fit into a space that is too small, or to try to get into such a space. Synonyms. Squash. Squeeze. To succeed, win, or pass a test by a very small amount so that you only just avoid failure. Grinding. Very difficult and unpleasant, and never seeming to improve. Grinding. A grinding noise is the continuous unpleasant noise of machinery parts rubbing together. Pressing. Shock. If something that happens is a shock, you did not expect it, and it makes you feel very surprised, and usually upset. Shock. The feeling of surprise and disbelief you have when something very unexpected happens, especially something bad or frightening. Shock. A medical condition in which someone looks pale and their heart and lungs are not working correctly, usually after a sudden very unpleasant experience. Shock. A sudden unexpected change which threatens the economic situation, way of life, or traditions of a group of people, used especially in news reports. Traditions. Shock. Violent shaking caused, for example, by an explosion or earthquake. Affliction. Something that causes pain or suffering, especially a medical condition. Stress. Continuous feelings of worry about your work or personal life that prevent you from relaxing. Strain. From. Stress. The physical force or pressure on an object. Stress. The special attention or importance given to a particular idea, fact, or activity. Synonyms. Emphasis. Stress. The degree of force or loudness with which a part of a word is pronounced or a note in music is played, which makes it sound stronger than other parts or notes. Force. Forcing. Coercion. Enforcement. Compulsion. A strong and unreasonable desire to do something. Compel. Strong. Compulsion. The act of forcing or influencing someone to do something they do not want to do. Compel. Force. Display of force. Use of force. Insistence. When you demand that something should happen and refuse to let anyone say no. Emphasis. Special attention or importance. Emphasis. Special importance that is given to a word or phrase by saying it louder or higher, or by printing it in a special way. Stress. Force. Strength. The physical power and energy that makes someone strong. Opposites. Weakness. Strength. The quality of being brave or determined in dealing with difficult or unpleasant situations. Strength. How strong a feeling, belief, or relationship is. Synonyms. Depth. Strong. Strength. The political, military, or economic power of an organization, country, or system. Strength of. Strength. A particular quality or ability that gives someone or something an advantage. Opposites. Weakness. Strength. How strong an object or structure is, especially its ability to last for a long time without breaking. Opposites. Weakness. Strength. How strong a substance or mixture is. Strength. The number of people in a team, army, etc. Strength. The value of a country's money when compared to other countries' money. Power. The ability or right to control people or events. Powerful, powerless. Power. The ability to influence people or give them strong feelings. Strong. Power. A country that is strong and important and can influence events, or that has a lot of military strength. Power. The ability of a lens, for example in a pair of glasses or a microscope, to make things look bigger. Power. The right or authority to do something. Power. A natural or special ability to do something. Power. Energy that can be used to make a machine work or to make electricity. Accent. The way someone pronounces the words of a language, showing which country or which part of a country they come from. Dialect. Accent. The part of a word that you should emphasize when you say it. Synonyms. Stress. Accent on. Accent. A written mark used above or below particular letters in some languages to show how to pronounce that letter. Overrun. To take more time or money than intended. Overrun. If a place is overrun by unwanted things or people, they spread over it in great numbers. Overrun. If a place is overrun by soldiers, they take control of it. Torment. Severe mental or physical suffering. Torment. Someone or something that makes you suffer a lot. Torment. To make someone suffer a lot, especially mentally. Torment. To deliberately treat someone cruelly by annoying them or hurting them. Synonyms. Torture. Agonize. To think about a difficult decision very carefully and with a lot of effort. Agonize. All the way home she agonized about what she should do. Exercise. Physical activities that you do in order to stay healthy and become stronger. Exercise. A movement or set of movements that you do regularly to keep your body healthy. Exercise. An activity or process that helps you practice a particular skill. Exercise. A set of questions and a book that test a student's knowledge or skill. Exercise. An activity or situation that has a particular quality or result. Exercise, a set of activities for training soldiers, etc. Press. Res. To treat a group of people unfairly or cruelly, and prevent them from having the same rights that other people in society have. Res. To make someone feel unhappy, worried, or uncomfortable. Grasp. To take and hold something firmly. Synonyms. Grip, take. Grasp. To completely understand a fact or an idea, especially a complicated one. Grip. The way you hold something tightly, or your ability to do this. Grip. Power and control over someone or something. Grip. An understanding of something. Govern. To officially and legally control a country and make all the decisions about taxes, laws, public services, etc. Synonyms. Rule. Govern. If rules, principles, etc. govern the way a system or situation works, they control how it happens. Steer. To control the direction a vehicle is going, for example by turning a wheel. Steer. To guide someone's behavior or the way a situation develops. Steer. To be in charge of an organization, team, etc. and make decisions that help it to be successful, especially during a difficult time. Comma. Steer. To guide someone to a place, especially while touching them. Rule. An official instruction that says how things must be done or what is allowed, especially in a game, organization, or job. Rule. What you should do in a particular situation, or a statement about this. Rule. Something that is normal or usually true. Rule. The government of a country or area by a particular group of people or using a particular system. Wield. Wield power, influence, authority, etc. Power. Wield. To hold a weapon or tool that you are going to use. Administrate. Insist. To say firmly and often that something is true, especially when other people think it may not be true. Firm. Insist. To demand that something should happen. Force, a group of people who have been trained to do military work for a government or other organization. Force, the Army, Navy, and Air Force. Force, weapons or ordinary weapons. Force, military action used as a way of achieving your aims. Force, violent physical action used to get what you want. Force, the amount of physical power with which something moves or hits another thing. Strength. Force, a natural power or event. Force, a group of people who have been trained and organized to do a particular job. Force, something or someone who is powerful and has a lot of influence on the way things happen. Force, the powerful effect that something has on you. The onset of something, the beginning of something, especially something bad. Difference. Variety. Diversity. Diversity. The fact of including many different types of people or things. Diversity. A range of different people, things, or ideas. Synonyms. Variety. Multicolor. Multicolor. Change. To become different, or to make something become different. Change. Stop doing or using one thing, and start doing or using something else instead. Synonyms. Switch. Change. To put or use something new or different in place of something else, especially because it is old, damaged, or broken. Change. To take off your clothes and put on different ones. Change. To take the dirty sheets off a bed and put on clean ones. Change. To take back to a shop something that you have bought and get something different instead, especially because there is something wrong with it. Synonyms. Exchange. Beauty, a quality that people, places, or things have that makes them very attractive to look at. Beauty, a woman who is very beautiful. Beauty, a quality that something such as a poem, song, emotion, etc. has that gives you pleasure or joy. Beauty, a very good, large, etc. example of something you should have seen. The boat, a real beauty. Variety. Difference. Distinction. A clear difference or separation between two similar things. Distinction. The quality of being excellent and important. Distinction. The quality of being special in some way. Distinction. A special mark given to a student whose work is excellent. dissimulation, inequality, an unfair situation, in which some groups in society have more money, opposites, opportunities, power, etc. than others. Opposites, equality, odds, kind, one of the different types of a person or thing that belong to the same group. Synonyms, sort, type, kind, saying or doing things that show that you care about other people and want to help them or make them happy. Opposites, unkind, kind, not causing harm or suffering. Manner, the way in which something is done or happens. Manner, the way in which someone behaves towards or talks to other people. Genre, a particular type of art, writing, music, etc., which has certain features that all examples of this type share. Sort, a group or class of people, things, etc. that have similar qualities or features. Synonyms, type, kind. Sort, if a computer does a sort, it puts things in a particular order. Sort, someone who has a particular type of character, and is therefore likely to behave in a particular way. Synonyms, type. Form, a particular type of something that exists in many different varieties. Form, the way something is or appears to be. Form, a shape. Form, an official document with spaces where you write information, especially about yourself. Form, the structure of a work of art or piece of writing, rather than the ideas it expresses. Events it describes, etc. Form, how well a sportsperson, team, musician, etc. is performing, or has performed recently. Form, if someone has form. They are known to the police because they have committed crimes in the past. Variety, distinction. Difference, a way in which two or more people or things are not like each other. Opposites, similarity. Difference, the amount by which one thing is greater or smaller than another. Odds, difficulties which make a good result seem very unlikely. Odds, the numbers that show how much money you will win if you bet on the winner of a horse race or other competition. Show, disparity, a difference between two or more things, especially an unfair one. Parity, one. Odd, distinction, a clear difference or separation between two similar things. Distinction, the quality of being excellent and important. Distinction, the quality of being special in some way. Distinction, a special mark given to a student whose work is excellent. Individuality, the qualities that make someone or something different from other things or people. Peculiarity, something that is a feature of only one particular place, person, situation, etc. Peculiarity, a strange or unusual habit, quality, etc. Peculiarity, the quality of being strange or unfamiliar. Excess, a larger amount of something than is allowed or needed. Type, one member of a group of people or things that have similar features or qualities. Type, a person who has, or seems to have, a particular character. Intense, having a very strong effect or felt very strongly felt. Intense, intense activity is very serious, uses a lot of effort, and often involves doing a great deal in a very short time. Intense, someone who is intense is serious and has very strong feelings or opinions, used to show disapproval feelings. Severe, severe problems, injuries, illnesses, etc. are very bad or very serious. Severe, severe weather is very bad and very extreme, and very hot, dry, cold, etc. Severe, a severe punishment is very strict or extreme. Severe, severe criticism is very extreme and shows that you think someone has done something very badly. Severe, very difficult and needing a lot of effort and skill. Severe, someone who is severe behaves in a way that does not seem friendly or sympathetic, and is very strict or disapproving. Synonyms, stern. Severe, very plain with little or no decoration. Acute, exquisite, extremely beautiful and very delicately made. Exquisite, very sensitive and delicate in the way you behave or do things. Sharp, bitter, feeling angry, jealous, and upset because you think you have been treated unfairly. Bitterly, bitter, making you feel very unhappy and upset. Bitterly, bitter disappointment, blow. Bitter, a bitter argument, battle, etc. is one in which people opposites oppose or criticize each other with strong feelings of hate and anger. Strong, bitter, having a strong sharp taste, like black coffee without sugar. Sour, sweet, having. Bitter, pleasantly cold. Bitterly lie. Fine, risk, the possibility that something bad, unpleasant, or dangerous may happen. Subtle, delicate, needing to be dealt with carefully or sensitively in order to avoid problems or failure. Delicate, easily damaged or broken. Synonyms: fragile, discerning, showing the ability to make good judgments, especially about art, music, style, etc. Synonyms: discriminating, acute, extraordinary, very unusual or surprising. Extraordinary, very much greater or more impressive than usual. Synonyms: incredible, odd, different from what is normal or expected, especially in a way that you disapprove of or cannot understand. Odd, not specially chosen or collected. Odd, separated from a pair or set. Scabrous, rude or shocking, especially in a sexual way. Scabrous, scabrous skin is rough, not soft. Complicated, difficult to understand or deal with, because many parts or details are involved. Synonyms: complex, complicated, consisting of many closely connected parts. Synonyms: complex, violent, involving actions that are intended to injure or kill people, by hitting them, shooting them, etc. Violent, someone who is violent is likely to attack, hurt, or kill other people. Synonyms: aggressive, violent, showing very strong angry emotions or opinions. Angry, showing violent. Violent feelings are strong and very difficult to control. Difficult. Serving, an amount of food that is enough for one person. Deep, going far down from the top or from the surface. Opposites: shallow, deep. You use deep to say what distance something goes down from the top or surface. Deep, going far in from the outside or from the front edge of something. Deep, serious or severe. Deep, a deep breath or sigh is one in which you breathe a lot of air in or out. Deep, a deep feeling, belief, etc. is very strong and sincere. Synonyms: profound and deep. A deep sound is very low. Deep, deep color is dark and strong. Opposites: light, pale. Deep, important but complicated or difficult to understand. Profound, having a strong influence or effect. Profound, showing strong serious feelings. Synonyms: deep, profound, showing great knowledge and understanding. Synonyms: deep, profound, deep or far below the surface of something. Synonyms: deep, profound, complete, root, the part of a plant or tree that grows under the ground and gets water from the soil. Root, the main cause of a problem. Root, the origin or main part of something such as a custom, law, activity, etc., from which other things have developed. Root, the part of a tooth, hair, etc. that connects it to the rest of your body. Root, technical, the basic part of a word which shows its main meaning, to which other parts can be added. For example, the word coldness is formed from the root cold and the suffix ness. Stem, for. Root, technical, a number that, when multiplied by itself a certain number of times, equals the number that you have. Grave, the place in the ground where a dead body is buried. Tomb. Grave, grave problems, situations, or worries are very great or bad, serious. Dense, made of or containing a lot of things or people that are very close together. Synonyms: thick, dense, difficult to see through or breathe in. Dense, not able to understand things easily. Synonyms: stupid. Dense, a dense piece of writing is difficult to understand because it contains a lot of information or uses complicated language. Piercing. Pointed, having a point at the end. Point. A single fact, idea, or opinion that is part of an argument or discussion. Point. The purpose or aim of something. Point. A particular place or position. Point. An exact moment, time, or stage in the development of something. Point. A particular quality or feature that something or someone has. Penetrating, showing an ability to understand things quickly and completely. Penetrating, penetrating look, eyes, gaze, etc. Penetrating, spreading and reaching everywhere. Penetrating, a penetrating sound is loud, clear, and often unpleasant. Shrewd, good at judging what people or situations are really like. Shrewd, well judged and likely to be right. Keen. Harsh. Harsh conditions are difficult to live in and very uncomfortable. Synonyms: severe, harsh, severe, cruel, or unkind. Harsh, unpleasantly loud and rough. Opposites: soft, harsh, unpleasantly bright. Opposites: soft, harsh, ugly and unpleasant to look at. Harsh, too strong and likely to damage the thing you are cleaning. Hot, something that is hot, has a high temperature, used about weather, places, food, drink, or objects. Opposites: cold, about. Hot, food that tastes hot, has a burning taste because it contains strong spices. Opposites: mild. Hot, something or someone that is hot is very popular or fashionable, and everyone wants to use them, see them, buy them, etc. Cutting. Acute. Perforate, to make a hole or holes in something. Poignant, making you feel sad or full of pity. Quick. Discerning, showing the ability to make good judgments, especially about art, music, style, etc. Synonyms: discriminating. Piercing. Someone with piercing eyes is looking at you and seems to know what you are thinking. Piercing. A sound that is piercing is high, sharp, and unpleasant. Piercing. A piercing wind is very cold. Piercing. Causing a lot of pain. Piercing. Affecting your feelings very deeply in a sad way. Towering. Very tall. Towering. Much better than other people of the same kind. Synonyms: outstanding, tremendous, onslaught, a large violent attack by an army. Onslaught, strong criticism of someone. Storm, a period of very bad weather when there is a lot of rain or snow, strong winds, and often lightning. Storm, a situation in which people suddenly express very strong feelings about something that someone has said or done. Storm, to suddenly attack and enter a place using a lot of force. Storm, to go somewhere in a noisy, fast way that shows you are extremely angry. Intense, having a very strong effect or felt very strongly felt. Intense, intense activity is very serious, uses a lot of effort, and often involves doing a great deal in a very short time. Intense. Someone who is intense is serious and has very strong feelings or opinions, used to show disapproval feelings. Sharp. Having a very thin edge or point that can cut things easily. Opposites. Blunt. Sharp. A sharp increase, rise, fall, etc. happens suddenly and is great in amount. Synonyms: steep. Sharp. Sharp differences are very big and very noticeable. Sharp. A sharp pain or feeling is sudden and severe. Opposites. Dull. Sharp. Speaking in a way that shows you disapprove of something or are annoyed. Opposites. Mild. Sharp. Able to think and understand things very quickly, and not easily deceived. Opposites. Dull, stupid. Sharp. Having a very thin point that can draw an exact line. Opposites. Blunt, having. Keen. Someone with a keen mind is quick to understand things. Keen. A keen feeling is one that is strong and deep. Strong. Keen. Used to describe a situation in which people strongly compete. Keen. Wanting to do something or wanting something to happen very much. Synonyms. Eager. Spiky. Hair that is spiky is stiff and stands up on top of your head. Spiky. Having long sharp points. Scrumptious. Food that is scrumptious tastes very good. Synonyms. Delicious. Classy. Fashionable and expensive. Classy. Very good. Deuce. The situation in tennis when both players have 40 points. After which one of the players must win 2 more points to win the game. Dishi. Resounding. Resounding success, victory, defeat, etc. Resounding. A resounding noise is so loud that it seems to continue for a few seconds. Additional. Extra. Spare. More. Excessive. Much more than is reasonable or necessary. Alternate. Alternate. Variable. Likely to change, often vary. Variable. Sometimes good and sometimes bad. Variable. Able to be changed. Moving. Making you feel strong emotions, especially sadness or sympathy. Strong. Moving. Changing from one position to another. Changeable. Likely to change, or changing often. Opposites. Reliable. Unstable. Likely to change suddenly and become worse. Instability, ability. Unstable. Something that is unstable is likely to move or fall. Unstable. Someone who is unstable changes very suddenly so that you do not know how they will react or behave. Volatile. A volatile situation is likely to change suddenly and without warning. Opposites. Stable. Volatile. Someone who is volatile can suddenly become angry or violent. Intermittent, street. Opposite, singing, starting often and for short periods. Synonyms. Sporadic. Remitment. Remit. To send a payment. Remit. To free someone from a debt or punishment in remitting debtry. Flared. To suddenly begin to burn, or to burn more brightly for a short time. Flared. If strong feelings flare or flare up, people suddenly become angry, violent, etc. Comma. Flared. If a disease or illness flares up, it suddenly becomes worse. Flared. If a person or animal flares their nostrils, or if their nostrils flare, their nostrils become wider because they are angry. Flared. If a piece of clothing flares out, it becomes wider at one end. Restless, unwilling to keep still or stay where you are, especially because you are nervous or bored. Synonyms. Fidgety. Restless, unwilling to stay in one place, and always wanting new experiences. Alternate. If something happens on alternate days, weeks, etc., it happens on one day, etc., and not the next, and continues in this pattern every other. Dash. Alternate. Two alternate things are placed one after the other in a regular pattern. Alternate, used to replace another thing of the same type. Synonyms. Alternative. Troubled. Worried or anxious. Troubled. Having many problems. Hectic. Very busy or full of activity. Hectic. If your face is a hectic color, it is very pink. Choppy. Ch. Opposites why water has a lot of waves and is not smooth to sail on. Waves. Defend. To do something in order to protect someone or something from being attacked. Defend. To use arguments to protect something or someone from criticism, or to prove that something is right. Opposites. Attack. Defend. To do something in order to stop something from being taken away or in order to make it possible for something to continue. Defend. To protect your own team's end of the field in a game such as football, in order to prevent your opposite's opponents from getting points. Opposites. Attack. Defend. To take part in a competition that you won the last time it was held, and try to win it again. Defend. To be a lawyer for someone who has been charged with a crime. Opposites. Prosecute. Preserved. To save something or someone from being harmed or destroyed. Preservation. Preserved. To make something continue without changing. Preserved. To store food for a long time after treating it so that it will not decay. Saved. To make someone or something safe from danger, harm, or destruction. Rescue. Saved. To keep money in a bank so that you can use it later. Especially when you gradually add more money over a period of time. Saved. To use less money, time, energy etc. so that you do not waste any. Opposites. Waste. Saved. To keep something so that you can use or enjoy it in the future. Saved. To keep all the objects of a particular kind that you can find, so that you can use them. Saved. To help someone by making it unnecessary for them to do something that they do not want to do. Saved. To stop people from using something so that it is available for someone else. Saved. To make a computer keep the work that you have done on it. Saved. To stop the other team from scoring in a game such as football. Save. Which will be given back if you do not damage it. Given. Saved. You saved my life. Protected. A protected animal, plant, area, or building is one that it is illegal to harm or damage. Deposited. A part of the cost of something you are buying that you pay some time before you pay the rest of it. Deposited. Money that you pay when you rent something such as an apartment or car. Which will be given back if you do not damage it. Given. Animated. Showing a lot of interest and energy. Animated. Animated cartoon, film, feature, etc. Vivid. Elastic. A type of rubber material that can stretch and then return to its usual length or size. Buoyant. Sprightly. An old person who is sprightly is still active and full of energy, used to show approval. Brisk. Active. Always busy doing things, especially physical or mental activities. Opposites. Inactive. Active. Involved in an organization or activity and doing lots of practical things to achieve your aims. Active. Operating in a way that is normal or expected. Active. Doing something regularly. Active. An active volcano is likely to erupt at any time. Active. Producing a chemical reaction. Nervous. Worried or frightened about something, and unable to relax. Anxious. Yes. Industrious. Someone who is industrious works hard. Synonyms. Hard-working. Hard-working. Express. To tell or show what you are feeling or thinking by using words, looks, or actions. Express. To show or describe a particular feeling. Express. To change an amount or quantity into a different form, especially in mathematics. Express. If a woman expresses milk, she presses milk out of her breast in order to feed it to her baby later. Fleet. A group of ships, or all the ships in a navy. Fleet. A group of vehicles that are controlled by one company. Nimble. Able to move quickly and easily with light neat movements. Synonyms. Agile. Trip. A visit to a place that involves a journey, for pleasure or a particular purpose. Trip. The strange mental experiences someone has when they take a drug such as LSD. Trip. An act of falling as a result of hitting something with your foot. Fleeting. Lasting for only a short time. Synonyms. Brief. Brisk. Apt. Exactly right for a particular situation or purpose. Synonyms. Appropriate. Lithe. Having a body that moves easily and gracefully. Perky. Confident, happy, and active. Fresh. Adding to or replacing something. Fresh. Good or interesting because it has not been done, seen etc. before. Fresh. Done, experienced, or having happened recently. Fresh. Fresh food has recently been picked or prepared, and is not frozen or preserved. Fresh. Pleasantly clean or cool. Fresh. Pleasant, bright, and clean. Opposites. Dull. Fresh. If the wind is fresh, it is quite cold and strong. Fresh. Full of energy because you are not tired. Lissom. A body that is lissom is thin and graceful. Synonyms. Lithe. Fast. Moving or able to move quickly. Fast. Doing something or happening in a short time. Fast. A clock that is fast shows a later time than the real time. Fast. A color that is fast will not change when clothes are washed color fast. Fast. A fast surface is one on which a ball moves very quickly. Quick. Lasting for or taking only a short time. Quick. Moving or doing something fast. Quick. Happening very soon, without any delay. Synonyms. Speedy. Quick. Able to learn and understand things fast. Rapid. Happening or done very quickly and in a very short time fast, quick. Speedy. Happening or done quickly or without delay. Synonyms. Quick. Speedy. A speedy car, boat etc. goes fast. Synonyms. Fast. Fascinating. Extremely interesting. Captivating. Very attractive and interesting, in a way that holds your attention. Swift moving. Fidgety, unable to stay still, especially because of being bored or nervous. Immediate. Happening or done at once and without delay. Immediate. Happening just before or just after someone or something else. Prompt. To make someone decide to do something. Prompt. To make people say or do something as a reaction to. Prompt. To help a speaker who pauses, by suggesting how to continue. Prompt. To ask someone to do something on a computer. Prompt. To remind an actor of the next words in a speech. Present. Incurable. Chronic. Immedicable. Refractory, deliberately not obeying someone in authority and being difficult to deal with or control. Synonyms. Unruly. Refractory. A refractory disease or illness is hard to treat or cure. Catching. An illness that is catching is easily passed to other people. Synonyms. Infectious. Catching. An emotion or feeling that is catching spreads quickly among people. Infectious. Contagious. A disease that is contagious can be passed from person to person by touch. Infectious. Contagious. A person who is contagious has a disease that can be passed to another person by touch. Infectious. Contagious. If a feeling, attitude, or action is contagious, other people are quickly affected by it and begin to have it or do it. Infectious. Communicable. A communicable disease can be passed on to other people. Synonyms. Infectious. Communicable. Able to be communicated. Pestilence. A disease that spreads quickly and kills a lot of people. Synonyms. Plague. Bad. Unpleasant or likely to cause problems. Bad. Low in quality or below an acceptable standard. Bad. Low in quality or below an acceptable standard. Bad. Not sensible, or not suitable in a particular situation. Bad. Morally wrong or evil. Bad. Doing something you should not do. Or behaving in a wrong way, used especially about children or pets. Bad. Serious or severe. Wicked. Behaving in a way that is morally wrong. Synonyms: evil, wicked. Behaving badly in a way that is amusing. Worsen, to become worse, or make something worse. Opposites: improve, deteriorate. Infectious. Extending. To continue for a longer period of time, or to make something last longer. Extending. To continue for a particular distance or over a particular area to. Extending. To make a room, building, roads etc. bigger or longer. Make. Extending. To affect or include people, things, or places. Spreading. If something spreads or is spread, it becomes larger or moves so that it affects more people or a larger area. Spreading. To become known about or used by more and more people. Spreading. To open something out or arrange a group of things so that they cover a flat surface cover. Spreading. To put a soft substance over a surface, or to be soft enough to be put over a surface. Pervasive. Existing everywhere. Infectious. 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 Portly. Someone who is portly, especially an old man, is fat and round. Bloated. Plump. Slightly fat in a fairly pleasant way, used especially about women or children. Often to avoid saying the word fat. Plump. Round and full in a way that looks attractive. Full-bodied. Bloated. Full of liquid, gas, food etc., so that you look or feel much larger than normal. Look. Bloated. If you describe an organization as bloated, you mean that it is too big and does not work effectively. Flabby. Having an attractive soft loose flesh rather than strong muscles. Flabby. Used to describe something that is weak or not effective. Opposites. Powerful. Obese. Fleshy. Meaty. Fleshy. Having a lot of flesh. Fleshy. Having a soft thick inner part. Robust. A robust person is strong and healthy. Strong. Robust. A robust system, organization etc. is strong and not likely to have problems. Robust. A robust object is strong and not likely to break. Synonyms: sturdy. Robust. Showing determination or strong opinions. Determination. Strong. Robust. Robust food or flavors have a good strong taste. Strong. Muscular. Having large strong muscles. Obese. Obese. Sebaceous. Relating to a part of the body that produces oil. Adipose. Fat. Fatty. Stroke. If someone has a stroke, an artery in their brain suddenly bursts or becomes blocked, so that they may die or be unable to use some muscles. Comma. Obese. Lymphatic. Quotes. A clear liquid that is formed in your body and passes into your blood system to fight against infection. Treatment. Something that is done to cure someone who is injured or ill. A particular way of behaving towards someone or of dealing with them. Therapy. The treatment of an illness or injury over a fairly long period of time. Variety. A variety of something, the differences within a group, set of actions etc. that make it interesting. Something. Obese. Persevering. Persistent. Patient. Indefatigable. Determined and never giving up. Synonyms: tireless, determined. Assiduous, very careful to make sure that something is done properly or completely. Synonyms: meticulous. Vital. Requisite. Cardinal. A priest of high rank in the Roman Catholic Church. Cardinal. A North American bird. The male is a bright red color. Imperative. Extremely important and needing to be done or dealt with immediately. Essential. Necessary. Important. Exigent. Demanding a lot of attention from other people in a way that is unreasonable. Exigent. An exigent situation is urgent, so that you must deal with it very quickly. Emergent. In the early stages of existence or development developing. Vital. Material cloth used for making clothes, curtains, etc. Synonyms. Fabric. Material, a solid substance such as wood, plastic, or metal materials like wood or stone. Material, the things that are used for making or doing something. Material, information or ideas used in books, films, etc. Buoyant, happy and confident. Buoyant, buoyant prices, etc. tend to rise. Buoyant, able to float or keep things floating. Vital, living. Lively. Someone who is lively has a lot of energy and is very active. Lively. A place or situation that is lively is exciting because a lot of things are happening. Lively. Lively movements or music are very quick and exciting. Lively. A lively discussion, description, etc. is very interesting and involves a lot of ideas. Lively. Someone who has a lively mind is intelligent and interested in a lot of things. Lively. Very bright. Alive. Live. If you live in a place, you have your home there. Live. A plant or animal that lives in a particular place grows there or has its home there. Live. If you live at a particular time, you are alive then. Live. To be alive or be able to stay alive. Live. To have a particular type of life, or live in a particular way. Repel. If something repels you, it is so unpleasant that you do not want to be near it, or it makes you feel repulsive. Repel. To make someone who is attacking you go away, by fighting them. Repel. To keep something or someone away from you. Counteract. Obviate. To prevent or avoid a problem or the need to do something. Synonyms. Eliminate. Foreclose. If a bank forecloses, it takes away someone's property because they have failed to pay back the money that they borrowed from the bank to buy it. Money. Avert. To prevent something unpleasant from happening. Preclude. To prevent something or make something impossible. Frustrate. If something frustrates you, it makes you feel annoyed or angry because you are unable to do what you want. Frustrate. To prevent someone's plans, efforts, or attempts from succeeding. Synonyms. Foil. Baffle. If something baffles you, you cannot understand or explain it at all. Elude. To escape from someone or something, especially by tricking them. Synonyms. Avoid. Elude. If something that you want eludes you, you fail to find or achieve it. Elude. If a fact or the answer to a problem eludes you, you cannot remember or solve it. Synonyms. Escape. Impede. To make it difficult for someone or something to move forward or make progress. Obstruct. To block a road, passage, etc. Synonyms. Block. Obstruct. To prevent someone from doing something or something from happening, by making it difficult. Synonyms. Block. Clog. Stop. Counteract. Defenses. Obstacle. Something that makes it difficult to achieve something. Obstacle. An object which blocks your way, so that you must try to go around it. Curb. Interruption. Acute. An acute problem is very serious. An acute feeling is very strong is. Barrage. The continuous firing of guns, drive. Opposite saying of bombs, etc., especially to protect soldiers as they move towards an enemy. Barrage. A lot of criticism, questions, complaints, etc. that are said at the same time, or very quickly one after another. Barrier, rule, problem, etc. that prevents people from doing something, or limits what they can do. Barrier, a type of fence or gate that prevents people from moving in a particular direction. Barrier, a physical object that keeps two areas, people etc. apart. Restrain. Press. The press, people who write reports for newspapers, radio, or television. Press. Reports in newspapers and on radio and television. Hollow. Put down. Suppress. Inhibit. To prevent something from growing or developing well. Inhibit. To make someone feel embarrassed or nervous so that they cannot do or say what they want to. Sit on. Subdue. To defeat or control a person or group, especially using force. Subdue. To prevent your emotions from showing or being too strong. Curb. Restrain. To stop someone from doing something, often by using physical force. Restrain. To control your own emotions or behavior. Restrain. To control or limit something that is increasing too much. Hollow. Having an empty space inside. Hollow. A hollow sound is low and clear, like the sound made when you hit something empty. Play chess. Resistance. A refusal to accept new ideas or changes. Resistance. Fighting against someone who is attacking you. Resistance. The natural ability of a person, animal, or plant to stop diseases or difficult conditions from harming them. Of. Brake. A piece of equipment that makes a vehicle go more slowly or stop. Encumbrance. Something such as a mortgage, lease, or charge on property that may cause difficulties when the property is passed on to someone else. Interference. An act of interfering. Interference. Unwanted noise on the radio, television, or on the telephone, or faults in the television picture. Interference. Unwanted noise on the radio, television, or on the telephone, or faults in the television picture. Interruption. To stop someone from continuing what they are saying or doing by suddenly speaking to them, making a noise etc. Interruption. To make a process or activity stop temporarily. Interruption. If something interrupts a line, surface, view etc., it stops it from being continuous. Contain. If something such as a bag, box, or place contains something, that thing is inside it. Is. Contain. If a document, book, speech etc. contains something, that thing is included in it. Contain. If a substance contains something, that thing is part of it. Contain. To control strong feelings of anger, excitement strong. Contain. To stop something from spreading or escaping. Containment. The act of keeping something under control, saying opposite, saying it becoming more powerful etc. Moderate. Not very large or very small, very hot or very cold, very fast or very slow etc. Moderate. Having opinions or beliefs, especially about politics, that are not extreme and that most people consider reasonable. Opposites. Extreme. Moderate. Staying within reasonable or sensible limits. Opposites. Immoderate. Withhold. To refuse to give someone something. Withhold. To refuse to let someone have something. Curb. To control or limit something in order to prevent it from having a harmful effect. Curb. An influence which helps to control or limit something. Allay. Conciliate. To do something to make people more likely to stop arguing, especially by giving them something they want. Get under. Extenuate. Curbstone. Curb. Curb. Minimize. Shorten. To become shorter or make something shorter. Opposites. Lengthen. Cut down. Diminish. Reduce. Knock off. Fall short. Fall. To move or drop down from a higher position to a lower position. Fall. To suddenly go down onto the ground after you have been standing, walking, or running, especially without. Fall. To go down to a lower level, amount, price etc., especially a much lower one. Abate. to become less strong or decrease. Synonyms: subside, decrease, to become less or go down to a lower level, or to make something do this. Come down, reduce, to make something smaller or less in size, amount, or price. Reduce, if you reduce a liquid, or if it reduces, you boil it so that there is less of it. Minimize, to reduce something that is difficult, dangerous, or unpleasant to the smallest possible amount or degree. Opposites: maximize, minimize, to make something seem less serious or important than it really is. Synonyms: play, minimize, to make a document or program on your computer very small when you are not using it but still want to keep it open. Opposites: maximize, lessen, to become smaller in size, importance, or value, or make something do this, make. Pull in, diminish. Detract, belittle, to make someone or something seem small or unimportant. Play down, pare, to cut off the outer layer of something, using a sharp knife. Pare, to reduce the amount, number, or size of something as much as you can. Diminish, to become or make something become smaller or less. Synonyms: reduce, diminish, to deliberately make someone or something appear less important or valuable than they really are. Rate. Subside, if a feeling, pain, sound etc. subsides, it gradually becomes less and then stops. Synonyms: die down. Subside, if a building or an area of land subsides, it gradually sinks to a lower level. Subside, if bad weather conditions subside, they gradually return to a normal state. Subside, if water, especially flood water, subsides, it gradually goes underground or back to a normal level. Slack, hanging loosely, or not pulled tight. Opposites: taut, slack, with less business activity than usual. Synonyms: slow, slack, not taking enough care or making enough effort to do things correctly, used to show disapproval. Synonyms: careless, slacken, to gradually become slower, weaker, less active etc., or to make something do this. Slacken, to make something looser, or to become looser. Opposites: tighten. Wane, if something such as power, influence, or a feeling wanes, it becomes gradually less strong or less important. Wane, when the moon wanes, you gradually see less of it. Opposites: wax, wane, on the wane becoming smaller, weaker, or less important. Dwindle, to gradually become less and less or smaller and smaller. Smash, to break into pieces violently or noisily, or to make something do this by oppositesing, throwing, or hitting it. Become. Smash, to hit an object or surface violently, or to make something do this. Smash, to destroy something such as a political system or criminal organization. Disrupt, break up. Shatter, to break suddenly into very small pieces, or to make something break in this way. Shatter, to completely destroy or ruin something such as someone's beliefs or life. Crumble up, upset, unhappy and worried because something unpleasant or disappointing has happened. Entangle, to make something become twisted and caught in a rope, net etc. Entangle, to involve someone in an argument, a relationship, or a situation that is difficult to escape from. Opposites: disentangle. Alternate, if something happens on alternate days, weeks etc., it happens on one day etc. and not the next, and continues in this pattern. Two alternate things are placed one after the other in a regular pattern. Overset, overturn, if you overturn something, or if it overturns. It turns upside down or falls over on its side. Disorder, a mental or physical illness which prevents part of your body from working properly. Disorder, a situation in which a lot of people behave in an uncontrolled, noisy, or violent way in public. Disorder, a situation in which things or people are very untidy or disorganized. Opposites. Order. Disrupt. Ransack, to go through a place, stealing things and causing damage. To search a place very thoroughly, often making it untidy. Disrupt. Retard. To delay the development of something, or to make something happen more slowly than expected. Synonyms. Slow down. Impede. To make it difficult for someone or something to move forward or make progress. Let to allow someone to do something. Harass. To make someone's life unpleasant, for example by frequently saying offensive things to them or threatening them. Harass. To keep attacking an enemy again and again. Jade. A hard, usually green, stone often used to make jewelry. Jade. The light green color of jade. Infest. Infested of insects, rats etc. infest a place, there are a lot of them and they usually cause damage. Infest. Infested if a place is infested with things or people you do not want. There are too many of them there. Overdo. Persecute. To treat someone cruelly or unfairly over a period of time. Especially because of their religious or political beliefs. Persecute. To deliberately cause difficulties for someone by annoying them often. Synonyms. Harass. Chivy to try to make someone do something more quickly, especially in an annoying way. Overdo. Tire. To start to feel tired, or make someone feel tired. Fatigue. Very great tiredness. Synonyms. Exhaustion. Fatigue. A weakness in metal or wood, caused when it is bent or stretched many times, which is likely to make it break. Comma. Exhaust. To make someone feel extremely tired. Exhaust. A pipe on a car or machine that waste gases pass through. Attenuate. To make something weaker or less. Overdo. Annoy. Bother. To make the effort to do something. Bother. To make someone feel slightly worried, upset, or concerned. Bother. To annoy someone, especially by interrupting them when they are trying to do something. Molest. To attack or harm someone, especially a child, by touching them in a sexual way or by trying to have sex with them. Synonyms. Abuse. Pester. To annoy someone, especially by asking them many times to do something. Rub. To move your hand, or something such as a cloth, backwards and forwards over a surface while pressing firmly hand. Rub. To make something press against something else and move it around. Overdo. 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 Go too far. Overplay. Overstate. To talk about something in a way that makes it seem more important, serious etc. than it really is. Synonyms. Exaggerate. Opposites. Understate. Overdo. To do something more than is suitable or natural. Overdo. To use too much of something. Overdraw. If you are overdrawn or if your bank account is overdrawn. You have spent more than you had in your account and so you owe the bank money. Overpitch. Skip. Scamper. To run with quick short steps, like a child or small animal too. Frisk. Skip. Skip. Brisk. Quick and full of energy. Quick, practical, and showing that you want to get things done quickly. Trade or business that is brisk is very busy, with a lot of products being sold. Carve. To make an object or pattern by cutting a piece of wood or stone. Carve. To cut a pattern or letter on the surface of something. Carve. To succeed in getting the job, position, life etc. that you want. Carve. If a river, the wind etc. carves land or rock, it removes some of it. Carve. To reduce the size of something by removing some of it. Turn on a lathe. Skip. Frisk. To search someone for hidden weapons, drugs etc. by feeling their body with your hands. Frisk. If a young animal frisks, it runs and jumps playfully. Synonyms. Skip. Brag, to talk too proudly about what you have done, what you own, etc. Used to show disapproval. Synonyms: boast, skip, skip, recommend, consult, to ask for information or advice from someone because it is their job to know something. Consult, to discuss something with someone so that you can make a decision together. Confer, to discuss something with other people, so that everyone can express their opinions and decide on something. Confer, to look for information in a book, map, list, etc. See, advise, to tell someone what you think they should do, especially when you know more than they do about something. Advise, to be employed to give advice on a subject about which you have special knowledge or skill. Recommend, parley, a discussion in which enemies try to achieve peace. Recommend, recommend. Trigger, trigger, hammer, a tool with a heavy metal part on a long handle, used for hitting nails into wood. A tool like this with a wooden head used to make something flat, make a noise, etc. Horse, trigger. Knight, a man with a high rank in the past who was trained to fight while riding a horse. Steed, a strong fast horse. Roadster. G. Trigger. Chronic, a chronic disease or illness is one that continues for a long time and cannot be cured. A chronic problem is one that continues for a long time and cannot easily be solved. Infectious, an infectious illness can be passed from one person to another, especially through the air you breathe. Through, someone who is infectious has an illness and could pass it to other people. Infectious feelings or laughter spread quickly from one person to another. Obese, very fat in a way that is unhealthy. Persistent, continuing to exist or happen, especially for longer than is usual or desirable. Continuing to do something, although this is difficult, or other people warn you not to do it. Vital, extremely important and necessary for something to succeed or exist. Full of energy in a way that is exciting and attractive. Avoid, to prevent something bad from happening. To stay away from someone or something, or not use something. Counteract, to reduce or prevent the bad effect of something, by doing something that is the opposite effect. Curb, to control or limit something in order to prevent it from having a harmful effect. An influence which helps to control or limit something. Diminish, to become or make something become smaller or less. Disrupt, to prevent something from continuing in its usual way by causing problems. Maintain, to make something continue in the same way or at the same standard as before. To make a level or rate of activity, movement, etc. stay the same. Overdo, to do something more than is suitable or natural. To use too much of something. Stimulate, to encourage or help an activity to begin or develop further. Opposites. Suppress, to encourage someone by making them excited about and interested in something. To make a plant or part of the body become active or stronger. Opposites. Suppress. Suppress, to stop people from. Opposites, opposing the government, especially by using force. If important information or opinions are suppressed, people are prevented from knowing about them, even if they have a right to know. To stop yourself from showing your feelings. Eliminate, to completely get rid of something that is unnecessary or unwanted. Eradicate. Overeat, to eat too much, or eat more than is healthy. Eat. Skip, to not read, mention, or deal with something that would normally come or happen next. Informal, to not do something that you usually do or that you should do. Synonyms. Miss, to go from one subject to another in no fixed order. To move forward with quick steps and jumps. Recommend, to advise someone to do something, especially because you have special knowledge of a situation or subject. Quotes. To say that something or someone is good, or suggest them for a particular purpose or job. Trigger to make something such as a bomb or electrical system start to operate. Synonyms: set off. To make something happen very quickly, especially a series of events.